Okay, so on this one, I'm going to talk a little bit about the shorts that I have done in April 2026. So the first one was Wednesday, the 1st, and okay, that's like, it sounds like Uncle Rico to me. Like that, I discovered that backing track and I just thought it was hilarious, so I started working with it. I think it's called like B Dorian Jam or something like that. And so basically it's like, okay, as I recall, it's like B minor and then E and D. So like if you're in the key of A, the chords are A, D, and E. And so the 2 of A is the minor chord is B minor. So that's why they call it Dorian, because, you know, the 2 is Dorian in the key of A, right? If you're playing off the 2, it kind of centers around that B minor chord, which also has the E major and the D major. So it sounds Dorian. So you have, you know, the minor 3rd and the minor 7 and then the natural 6. All I'm doing is playing the like B minor pentatonic. But the cool thing that I discovered here is, you know, on the pentatonic, you have like the blues scale with that flat 5. And off that flat 5, you can just play like the diminished arpeggio. So I'm kind of going back and forth between that fully diminished arpeggio and then just the, you know, from the flat 5 of B minor. So, you know, instead of going to flat 5 to 5, you just start the diminished arpeggio there, and it's kind of a cool sound. It's a bit sloppy, that solo, but it was just fun. Yeah, and it just got the Uncle Rico reference because it sounds like Uncle Rico's theme song or whatever. The second, Thursday, April 2nd, is this kind of like country thing that I came up with. It was just a chord progression that I thought was cool. And instead of just playing the chords, I'm kind of outlining the chords with like kind of major and minor 6 intervals, like on 2 different strings. I'm kind of picking it. The prog was interesting because I was able to make a bunch of kind of secondary dominants. And actually, I've written it down. So like bar 1 is D, and then it goes to D7 in bar 2, and then it has G. So I'm just 1 to 4. And then from G, bar 4 is F sharp 7. And that's really cool because that's going to be a secondary dominant to lead into the B minor chord. But the cool thing about that F sharp 7 is just a half step down from the G chord, from the 4 chord. So I thought that was kind of an interesting sound. And then it's very like traditional, like, because it goes like E7 after the B minor. In bar 6 it goes E7, so that's secondary dominant to A7, and 2 bars of A7 to lead back into the D major chord at the top, and that's all it is. But it's kind of an interesting sound, kind of like, I don't know, country it sounds like to me. Friday the 3rd, that's the Ozzy song Bark at the Moon. I think that came out in '83. Jake E. Lee was the guitar player. It's like challenging. It took me a while to like practice that riff. I'd known it for a while, but I couldn't play it that well. And I actually, for this recording, play it a lot better than I could, but still, like, you know, I could work on it more, definitely. It's tricky to play. It's like just, it does a lot of different stuff, and it moves really quickly. And I don't play it the same as he does on the recording, or like there's a video out there of him describing how to play it. And I don't do it the same. I play the same chords, but I make some changes to make it easier for me. But yeah, it's fun to play. Okay, Monday the 6th was E minor riff that I came up with. Really simple idea, but like I was trying to, like, there's these really good rhythm players that you can hear the beat when they play. And I was trying to go for that, like just playing that, like without a metronome. And it sounds kind of mushy, I think, you know, can't quite hear it. So that's why, like, on the next one was Tuesday the 7th. I'm doing like just a blues kind of thing in G. This time I got the kind of drum track in the background because I realized on the E minor riff, like, I'm not there rhythm wise yet to be able to just hear that pulse when I play. So I get the drums to help. Yeah, that it's just kind of like, just, 1-4-5. Just kind of, I'd up the neck a little bit. I don't know, not much to say about that. It's just, kind of simple. Wednesday, the 8th, that Lenny Kravitz song called Fly Away. Like, for some reason, I remember this song as being, like, really cool sounding on guitar. Probably, like, the last time I heard it was in the 90s or something. And then when I learned it, I was like, oh, it's just 4 chords or whatever. It's not really a big deal. But I guess, like, credit to Lenny Kravitz for making something so simple sound good. I think his just tone is really good and stuff. He's just in the zone with it. This one is funny too, because I'm kind of working on, like, obsessed with rhythm now, working on that, and like, I can only go for so many, like, repeats of that progression before, like, my hand gets tired and I lose grip on the pick. So that was kind of the challenge with that one, is just kind of, I guess, getting better at strumming, you know? So I don't like start fumbling with the pick and getting off rhythm and having to like leave out strums as I like re-grab the pick properly. And that's just like, I guess, a minute of where I could get like, where I could do that. And if I keep going beyond that, I'll start messing it up. But for now, you know, it's fine. Thursday the 9th, this is just like, it's kind of like a looper thing that I did without a looper. Like I just, for some reason, I was like messing around with this, seeing what these 3 layers would sound like if I overlaid them on each other. And yeah, I mean, each like guitar, like little, I don't know, box or whatever, screen has a different tone on it, and just try to put them together and see what it sounds like. Pretty short, and I mean, you know, not much to it. I can't even remember what key that was in or anything. I don't remember much about what I was doing. Okay, Tom Sawyer, the Rush song, Friday the 10th. This one is tricky. I mean, it's a really cool sounding song. Like it's straightforward enough until you get to this part where he's kind of playing these quick, like these arpeggios where he lets the notes ring. They're just simple chords, but like picking it that quickly is difficult. And in fact, I actually couldn't do that very accurately. So what I had to do was, it's double tracked what you hear. So like on track 1, like I'm playing it and I make a couple mistakes or just like miss a note or something. And then on track 2, I'm playing the same thing and miss different notes. So when it overlays, the missed notes cancel each other out. So when I'm missing a note on track 1, I play it correctly on track 2 and vice versa. So it sounds fine. But if I couldn't get a good take where I was just playing that, you know, without double tracking it. So just a little recording trick that I did to make it sound better. Okay, so like Monday, or not Monday, but Tuesday, the 14th, that was the 12th Etude by Carcassi from Opus 60. Yeah, I could still work on this one. Like, I had this idea where I know that some people practice, they'd like just watch TV or like listen to podcasts. So I was kind of like listening to podcasts and stuff while I was practicing this. The idea was you kind of unconsciously learn it, you know? But I think I could still use some more like focused work to get it to sound a little bit more put together. I like the piece. It sounds really cool. It sounds almost a bit more like a romantic piece than a classical piece. The way it moves quickly up and down those arpeggios. It doesn't just like sit on one thing and stay there. It's always like moving. And the ending I think needs work on it too. Like you can see me mess up and stuff. It just needs a bit more polish. But yeah, that's that one. Okay, Wednesday the 15th. That was an old Metallica song called Hero of the Day. This may be similar to the Rush thing. Like this one, I could play it, but it just didn't sound very good just on the Strat alone by itself. I don't know why. It just sounded really just tinny and weak. So then the next day I was like, well, I'll double track that with the acoustic guitar, and I like that much better. But yeah, like that was funny too, because one of the comments was like nobody works with this song, like as in like it's a deep cut, you know, like nobody remembers it, I guess. But I guess you had to be there, you know. Anyway, like let's see, the next one is Thursday the 16th. That was another like just a blues riff that I made up. This one in A, and I've kind of like putting in a little extension, so sometimes you hear the 9th or the 13th or whatever, the 11th, you know, just whatever's available in those positions. But again, like the rhythm is what I'm trying to focus on in this one, and that's the way the kind of thing is written. It should be a rhythmic kind of thing, but you can really hear me rushing the beat. And this is kind of good to help me realize, you know, when I first heard it, like, you know, like, how do I not do that? How do I figure out how to stay on the beat better? Let's see, Friday the 17th, that was the Rage Against the Machine song called Down Rodeo. And again, like trying to focus on rhythm. It's not bad. Like it's tricky, that bend, to figure out how you want to like lock that bend into the rhythm, because just the bend by definition is sort of like, you know, you're hitting all the frequencies between two notes, and how do you get it like, you know, in rhythm? So that was tricky for me. I guess Tom Morello does a better job of that on the recording, I think, than I did on this one. And the other note is just like Morella has such, interesting ideas and stuff, but it's tricky to just imitate that. So I sort of give people permission, give myself permission to just make up other little quirky things that I think sound cool. So like in this one, I think I'm hitting the open string E for this part where he's like E, 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 E. That's what it sounds like on the original, but I'm hitting the open string E, then 5th fret E, and then like 9th fret E. And I'm taking the 9th fret and just like slightly bending it a little bit, like a quarter step up slowly as I'm going through those little like 8th note hits, just to get kind of a weird effect on it. It's different from what he does, but it's something that I can do like easily without having to do a bunch of research to figure out exactly what he does and buy all the like pedals and stuff that he was using, because I can't do that, not for a little 60-second short video. Okay, 21st, Tuesday, that was a Deep Purple song called Black Knight, and I had a friend who was learning the bass like way back when we were first learning instruments, maybe like 6th grade, I think, and like this was a riff that he learned really early on, like he got the bass for Christmas, and like already in January he was working on this. His brother or something got him a tab book or something like beginner bass, and this riff was in there, so he's working on that, and it just came to me, that memory the other day. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to learn that song. It's like all the Richie Blackmore stuff I've been learning has been really cool. So maybe I'll try more of that. Okay, Wednesday, the 22nd was, I call it like Country Arpeggios. Kind of a similar idea to the one I did on the 2nd. Just sort of arpeggios outlining these chords. This one, I had like, I learned this term called harmonic rhythm, and it just means like how many chords you put in each measure. And so this one I was putting like 2 chords per bar. So on beat 1, it's like, I can't remember, like D or something, and then on beat 3 it's A, and so the changes are happening a lot faster. But it's just me outlining those chords. I'm using a pick too on this one. It's a little bit different style, I guess. Let's see what else. Okay, 23rd, Thursday. That's a 7/8 rhythm drum pattern that I found, and I was just kind of like working on the blues. And this one, like I had developed some like rhythm techniques or ways to help me improve my rhythm. So I've been working on. It's almost kind of like play the drums, like you're doing different stuff at once. So like I was tapping my left foot or whatever on the quarter notes. And then I found this video by this, like, I think his name's Danny Rubin or something, and he's in that band Marvin. He's pretty popular on YouTube or whatever, but he was talking about like a rhythmic solfege. He's a rhythmic solfege from Indian classical music, and you just have these different syllables to indicate like the different groupings of notes in the beat. So like ta, ta, ta is your quarter note, and then taki, 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 taki is 8th note, and then takadimi, 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 takadimi is 16th. So when I was playing this and practicing it, I was kind of working on playing the rhythm, saying the syllable, and then keeping the beat with the left foot, the quarter note beat, to try to get myself more on the rhythm, and then kind of breaking down each phrase just in playing it like measure by measure, or even half measure by half measure to work on it. I think it's helping. Anyway, so I kind of apply that as well to the Spoon Man from Friday the 24th. And I think I'm a lot tighter on rhythm in this one, which is good news, I guess. And this one's also tricky because he has these big pauses between, when they stop one part and it rests for a long time, and then they begin again, and you have to begin when they come back. So you have to keep track of the rhythm throughout that pause. But yeah, Spoon Man's fun to play. That was another one that big when I was in middle school, high school. Okay, so let's see, the last two, Tuesday the 28th, that was 13th Etude from Carcassi Opus 60. That's a really cool piece. I hadn't seen something like that before. It's really clever the way he does it. It's an E major, and then he's using that open E string, but he's kind of like playing around it. It's really hard to describe, but it's obvious if you start learning it. It's fun to play. It sounds really slurry in this one. I don't know if, I need to work more on like kind of jumping and not just sliding, when I'm not playing notes, so it doesn't sound so slurry, but I think I actually play it better than the previous one, like just accuracy wise, And then the last one is just this progression, still working on rhythm, just sort of neo soul beat, and I kind of just the drums, and I came up with my own progression over it, and just kind of a simple like strum pattern, just to work on rhythm a bit more. Not much to say about that one. Not super interesting, that one, just some practice. But anyway, that's probably about it. That is it for this month. Today is the last day of April, so I'm just doing this video today. So we'll see what I do in May. Till next time.